Which one is prettier? This one is so gorgeous.
You deserve the beautiful one.
I'm gonna shoot that one.
No, he's gonna shoot it.
I gotta get still.
Dog?
No need to yell at me. Oh. Molly! Molly, Molly,
Oh my
Molly.
god, man! Welcome back to Hit the Kitch with Molly Baz. That's me. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Smash Patty Breakfast Sando, which is a recipe that I developed like a year ago and has since become the only breakfast sandwich in the whole wide world that really matters to me. It's the only one that I crave, and I think that this recipe is a game-changing, life-changing breakfast sandwich. Here's what makes this so special. This is basically taking the concept of a sausage, egg, and cheese and treating it like a smash burger. Okay, so what you'll need for this Smash Patty Breakfast Sando is breakfast sausage, the uncooked kind. So these are breakfast links. You can also get loose meat. 6 ounces of breakfast sausage will yield 2 3-ounce patties, and that's basically exactly the right size. Here's my thing. I got so excited about the loose meat that I forgot to tell you about all the other ingredients that you're gonna need for this, which are English muffins, Thomas's only, I don't have to tell you why. American cheese, the only right cheese for the job. Again, not gonna really over-explain that. Eggs, it's a breakfast sandwich. Arugula, that's not how you pronounce it, arugula, because a little bit of health, you know, why not? Mayonnaise, hot sauce, white onion, butter, salt and pepper.
Do you usually do with QP?
It's a spoiler alert. We'll talk about mayonnaise in a few minutes. So if you're starting with links, you'll want to cut them open and remove the casings. It's honestly a pretty gnarly job, but that's how you get the loose meat out of the casings. That's how we'll be able to form these into little, basically, smash burger hamburger patties. Yeah, just a quick intestine moment. Okay, I'm gonna put these back right here. And now I'm going to wash my hands because you guys fucking love that. Love good sanitation. Okay, I'm gonna get out some parchment paper. I'm gonna cut it in half. So I'm taking 2 of the links, so that's 3 ounces of breakfast sausage, and I'm working it together into a ball, just like you would make like a hamburger patty. Throw it onto your parchment, throw another piece of parchment on top, and then taking a cast iron skillet, because ultimately we're going to cook our patties in this anyway, and we are smashing the patty. Whoa, I like maybe overdid it. So we want it to be super thin like that because we're looking for like a crispy little crusty griddled patty. It's gonna cook like that. It takes like 2 minutes in the skillet, and it's going to shrink up as it cooks. And then we repeat with the second one. Truly, it's fucked up how good this sandwich is. I'm talking a big fucking game right now. It better be good. Okay, another smash. I did this one a little bit less this time. Really doesn't take much. All right, so I'm gonna stack these, set them aside for the moment. I'm actually gonna put them in the fridge just to keep them chilled. Oh God, that banana bread smells good. I think I had too much coffee this morning.
I mean, cold brew fucks you up.
Cold brew fucks you.
Like,
I feel like
the espresso game to the cold brew game.
Yeah, very, very different game. I feel like I'm firing. Okay, so patties have been smashed. Now we're gonna set up basically all of the prep for this sandwich. So that's gonna be a mixture of mayonnaise and hot sauce. A big blob of mayonnaise. I'm using QP because it is my favorite mayonnaise. It's a Japanese mayonnaise that is like more salty and savory and mouthwatering than all the other mayonnaises because I believe it has MSG in it and it is perfect. And then your hot sauce of choice. This is red clay. I love the stuff. You use whatever you like. And I'm just whisking this together. This is a to taste type of situation. All right, so that's gonna be kind of like our lubrication for our sandwich. Next up in this glorious creation is a white onion. Okay, so I'm gonna take a mandolin and I'm gonna really, really thinly shave this. You can do this with a knife, it's just gonna take longer, and I think kind of like the beauty of this is how paper thin they are. They kind of like melt away on the sandwich. The spiked ones are in the other one.
Yeah, I'm keeping it sober.
Oh wow, you're sober today. Interesting. Okay, so here's what's happening with the onion. It is now paper thin. Half of it is gonna stay here and it's going to cook along with the smash patty. The other half is going to get seasoned with another drizzle of hot sauce, a sprinkle of salt, and just kind of like massaged. And this is basically like quick pickling, marinating, making like these vinegary hot sauce onions that will become a little topper, like a acidic, oniony, spicy bite. So there's those, and these we're setting aside. A lot of this sandwich just involves kind of getting yourself like set up and prepped. So I'm gonna throw this all on a baking sheet. American cheese. We're gonna open up our English muffins. You guys know the deal with an English muffin. You don't slice into it. You pry it open and then it gets all the little craters. We'll put our raw onions that are gonna griddle onto the patties right there. We will open our arugula and get that ready to go for plating. Okay, and then lastly, we're just going to beat our eggs. So 1 egg per sandwich. So then just seasoning our eggs with salt and a little bit of pep. And then you can either use a fork or a whisk. Make sure that the yolk and the white is super, super well combined. Like couldn't see a single streak of white left after whisking. That means they're like really well blended and emulsified. So first thing I'm gonna do before I cook the patty or scramble the eggs is I'm gonna slather a little bit of this mayonnaise spicy mayo condiment that we made on each side of the muffin. And that's just gonna basically act as like the oil. And we're gonna toast those in the cast iron skillet, which will later cook the patties in. That's like a noise. Okay. Here's the most important thing about the smash patty. The skillet needs to be ripping hot because you want to immediately caramelize the underside of that sausage patty. As you saw, we smashed it really thin, which means it's gonna cook really quickly. This is like an in and out type of situation. So I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of veg oil, just like a neutral oil that can get really, really hot without producing any off flavors. And then here come the patties. We're going down one at a time. Okay, there's one. And there's two. So we're over high heat, and now we're immediately adding the thinly shaved onions onto the patty. This is a technique that I learned from George Most, who's a smash burger fanatic, aficionado. And what's cool about this technique is that because they're sliced so thinly, the residual heat and the steam that's happening in this skillet is basically cooking and steaming the onions enough that when we flip the patty over, they're already cooked through and they don't really need to cook on the other side. They're just gonna sort of like caramelize as they sit in the skillet on the other side. So it's like 2 minutes of just like chilling your bones. Notice how much these shrunk up. So we started with like a 4.5 inch patty. They are now the size of an English muffin. Not for nothing. So now we know these are caramelized. We're going into the skillet and we're flipping. Look at that. It looks like a smash patty. It has good browning. It looks like a hamburger. Immediately throw on the cheese. Okay. Turn off the heat. We don't need to really cook them any longer, and cover it. Cover it with another lid, cover it with a sheet tray, whatever. This is not on the heat. Not on the heat. Straight chillin'. God, this guy is really hot. Look at those. Absolutely gorgeous. Now we make the eggs. A couple tablespoons of butter into a hot skillet. This is a non-stick, obviously. We're letting it brown. And just like right when the butter stops melting, we go in with the eggs. Scrape them all in. and you'll see that they immediately start setting up. That's because it's hot in there. And then you start doing these like sweeping motions where you're pushing and pulling the outsides in. So the outsides cook faster, and then you're letting the raw egg kind of trickle back out to the outsides, tilting the skillet as you go. And like I said, this cooks really fast. I mean, that was 30 seconds. Benny, this is a very Benny recipe actually. I'm making a Smash Patty Breakfast Sando.
Say
You
hello.
would love.
Say hello, Benny. Yeah, you're on camera, you're on candid.
Here we go, the assembly. The spicy mayo is going to go down onto each side. So we're just slathering that on. And then we're gonna start building. This is just simply too delicious looking. Look at that. One. There's like frico happening in the skillet. The onions are caramelized. It's really something else. Okay, and then we just divide these eggs. One little blob per sando. There we go. And then lastly, we finish it with these marinated, hot, saucy, pickly onions, which you can see now have kind of like wilted and almost cooked down a bit with the salt and the hot sauce. And so they're no longer just totally raw. So a little pile on each. And then a little handful of arugula. Oh, just in the nick of time. Are you ready? Do you want to split it?
Yeah, let's split it.
Oh my God. I'm freaking out right now because I just realized that I forgot to season the onions on the patties.
There's no salt and pepper.
I didn't put salt.
We gotta salt it down. Oh my. The seasoned queen.
This is embarrassing.
The seasoned queen forgets the season?
I fully forgot. Oh, thankfully
These are low sode?
the sausage itself is already seasoned. So like we have that going for us. Imagine I hadn't seasoned the patties and it was just raw beef. Like, my God, take me out and kill me.
Oh my God, look at that. Cheers.
How delicious is that? Scale of 1 to 10.
9.1. I mean, that's incredibly high.
What's the other point then?
Well, there's gotta be some things that can be better
Something
than
to
this.
strive for.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
9.1 is a really strong score in my opinion.
okay. I'll take it.
What would you give this?
9.5.
Okay.
Look at the color of this English muffin right now. I was like, what the fuck's happening? Oh my God. Yesterday, I was developing a recipe and I made this like spiced turmeric oil in the skillet, and I washed the skillet, but clearly there is a layer of turmeric still in my skillet, and so now we have turmeric fried English muffins.
Turmeric doesn't mess
I just can't catch a break today.